Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we planned off the changes that we're going to make over on the top and bottom of the facility regarding a lot of the ancillary rooms. So things like the parole, the mail room, the library, etc., and indeed the classroom has to be moved and expanded. And that's pretty much what we'll do in this episode. Let's go over to rooms without any delay and go to parole, and then we'll place in parole in here. We're going to remove it in the other side there. We're going to double click on that door, move it over, double click on that door, move it over, and then same for the visitor tables, which means that that room or these rooms are pretty much sorted. We also need to do the same thing for the radiator, although I will place in the radiators instead, because these radiators I think I want to dismantle instead, because obviously we're going to be changing all of the layouts of these rooms, and indeed for these wall lights too. I guess this is the big... Actually, no, we'll probably just double click on that one. Can we cancel? Can we cancel that? Yes, we can cancel that, and that is fine. So we'll move that over to there. Same thing for the lights. No, that's wrong. There we go. And that should be that pretty much sorted. We'll double check our utilities. We can see that obviously we don't have any hot water pipe, but we will run one down from here and then across to there. We'll probably have to go further across as well, but we'll see how we get on. In terms of money, we're getting a decent amount of money per day, about 8,000. That's based on the 77 prisons that we currently have, although we can get up to 80. In that, we have a total capacity for criminally insane of 60 and 20 for minimum security. We also have space here, which can be for, well, it is going to be another cell block, but I'm just not entirely sure on exactly what it should be. There's been some suggestion that instead of having another criminally insane wing, we put another low risk there. I am in favour of that, simply because it means that these criminally insane inmates here are close to the psychiatrist's office, which is where they should be, but the ones over on the left which don't have good access to it, well, yeah, either way they're all right here. So I don't know. We'll have a think about that one. Obviously, we're just waiting for all of these things to be moved. What I'm going to do is just move the lights down like so. Same thing on both of them, and then that should be the parole moved. Once the parole is moved and we've placed the flooring in, which I'll go ahead and put some lovely carpet in now, we will have to see exactly where we want the... We'll have to see exactly where we want to move the other rooms to, because obviously we've got 1, 2, 3 rooms that we have to shift. But the problem is we've got 1, 2, 3 areas, because we're just going to knock this wall out for each one of those. Then there's that sorted. But then we still have this room here, this classroom, which we do need to expand. Now, up the top here, we have planned off 2 areas for the psychologist. And then we've got, this is going to be a common room, but then we've got a spare room here. So we can have that as the classroom. The problem is that the person that teaches will probably have to come along here, and we want all of the entrances for any visitor to come down the bottom here. So we're just sort of doing it that way instead. It just means that they'll likely follow that path. Speaking of the path, we'll have to add the deployment visit direction in here too. Technically there is about the last point they'll go to, because they won't really require access to this one. Not that there is access at the moment, you understand, but they don't require access there. So if we move the classroom up here, it means that the teacher, when they come in, may go around here, and it could cause some problems. So I'm very tempted to switch things around, but I just don't think there's any way of getting about it, because you have visitors for parole, you have visitors for... I mean, technically the shop doesn't require visitation. Like, visitors to come in, because it's stocked by staff. So actually, yeah, we'll put the shop up there. We'll do it that way. Excellent. Okay, so let's go over to our walls and doors and demolish walls. We want to demolish the walls there, and then demolish the walls in there. And obviously, it still means that we will have a building over here that doesn't have any purpose, but I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. We will go ahead and remove the designation of all of these rooms. We'll also go ahead to objects and to dismantle object, and dismantle all of these objects in here, including the doors. There is probably some to stay, but quite frankly, it's easy if we just remove the lot and then work from there. Remove all of those, remove that one, and there we go, they're going to crack on. It's currently sleep down, we're going to do a shakedown, we might as well. In terms of staffing, we are doing okay, 16 regular guards, 10 dog handlers, and it doesn't tell us how many orderlies, 20 orderlies at the moment, which is, I believe, more than reasonable. If we check out our regime, we can see that it has not been altered from previous. I'm still not too sure whether I want to change it up and have more eat time in there. Although, to be fair, I don't think that is exactly what we need. We do probably want to go for meal quantity is medium and variety is medium. If we change variety to high, it's going to knock the price up per day. If we change the quantity to high, then that'll go to 18, and that'll still give them the well-fed, which is what I'm looking at. Also, I want to go to deployment, and that's fine. I wanted to double-check that these padded solitary cells here, I want to check to make sure that they were not just set to insane sec. Not that it matters, because obviously the padded solitary cells, you can only have criminally insane inmates in there, so we need to change that up, and let's go for that. So this is just be solitary. So we'll put solitary in half. Half of these will be solitary, like so. Because normally we do have people going in here. Actually, you know what? No, we will change it so that we have 4 padded solitary cells and 2 normal solitary cells. Reason being that we've A, got more criminally insane inmates, and B, they're generally the ones that have behaviours that then get them inside solitary. It's not necessarily them just, you know, they're not, it might not be malicious, it might just be because they get agitated, there's a trigger there for them to do whatever the random behaviours you can see, and they'll make just, you know, smash a phone or something, and then that's technically a solitary thing, and yeah. Whereas the low risk don't have that. Right, so that is working. All this is being removed, which is fine. We're going to go to our walls and doors here. Walls are tiny. We're going to just run that right across there. Same thing on the other side. Obviously, it is going to block this up, but that isn't too much of a problem. We do want to dismantle that wall light like so, and then go ahead and go to flooring, and then to the carpet, and then we'll put the carpet all the way across like that. In terms of the doors, we'll go ahead and place a visitor door in there, and then we'll go for a standard door there, and standard door in there. Up the top here it will be similar, however we'll place the door in there, and then finally the serving hatch. Oh no, it won't be a serving hatch, it's the shop, but I'll place the shop. I might still place it in now, shop, just so we remember. Hang on, that is not shop. There we go, that goes inside like that. Let's go ahead and place the other stuff in as well. So we've got a common room. Common room will go in there. Obviously we're not going to furnish these, they're just going in temporarily like so. Why can that not get any? Oh, it's because I hadn't placed the hot water pipe all the way along. I'm going to place it to there because we're probably going to have the radiators there anyway. So that's fine. I'll dismantle these while we're on. 1, 2, 3. That should be fine. All that's connected up. That one isn't connected for whatever reason, so I'll connect that up there. And then we'll keep running the power in like so. Actually, we'll run it in down there, down there, down there, and then finally down there. And that should have all of the lights. And while we're on, we might as well do the same thing this side. I don't think we need to go all the way in there, but that's how we're having it, and that should be about right. So in terms of the rooms then, we want to add in some more rooms, and it's mainly things like classrooms. So we'll place in a classroom probably on the left there, followed by a mail room, followed by a library, and then this room currently doesn't have any purpose. We'll have to check that out in but a moment. Over to our walls and doors and block that up, and I can hear some behaviour. Duncan here is currently destroying, although status calm, volatile, criminally insane and weak. So that is the volatile trait kicking off. Yeah, okay. Let's knock it up a couple of speeds. That's a thing. And get that all sorted. Obviously, the mailroom and all that needs to be furnished and lit and everything else. We'll just wait for them to crack on with the rest of it. There's already enough stuff going on there. In terms of laundry baskets, are we okay for laundry baskets? I'm looking around the facility. There's one there, there's one there, one there, one there. Yes, that's fine. I was just worried that there wasn't enough laundry baskets, but it looks to be fine. And oh, we have, here we go, John Pritchard, currently taking a poo, currently has status of unstable. Strong criminally insane, depressed, and outbreaks. Let's have a quick look at our programs then. Psychiatric consultation is on the go there, so we should be fine. Right. We'll have to get that program ran. We're going to double check. Psychiatric consultation is in the queue. Hasn't ran it yet. He's done spiritual guidance 6 times, but they're very close to going into the red there. So I'm not too sure why they haven't been escorted elsewhere. It's currently free time. I'm going to stop the search because, quite frankly, I just need the guards to crack on and do other things. You can see the food here is still being cooked. It's free time at the moment, which means I think we have 2 hours. Yeah, free time, and then you got a yard time there. We have a specific yard time for various reasons. So I'm just hoping that gets sorted. Obviously, workers are coming along to finish this off. There's some mail to be delivered and stuff to move on. Going to go over to deployment here and then to staff only and change all that to staff only because it should have been originally. Those don't need to be altered. Those don't need to be altered. And that can be removed as well. That can be removed from staff only. All of that is fine. That's fine. Boilers at the back are good. Those are set correctly. Yep, that's all okay as far as I can tell. So that's good. Actually, what I'll do, I will go over to insane second. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then change that to min. Even though we don't need to do that, it just reminds me. We're going to double check to see if we can... No, we cannot recruit them for confidential informant. And apparently they're also able to just freely open the doors, which is exactly what you want on your solitary cells. Okay, sorted. So, we will have a little bit of an intake right now. This is going to be a mix of low and criminally insane inmates. You can see we've got a couple of them here. See, we've got strong, fearless, criminally insane, and addict. And I can't see the other one because of where they are. So, volatile, criminally insane, and insomniac, and extremely stalker. We'll go over to our intelligence and informants. We can see we have got the traits there that we knew about. I'm just checking the other ones to see if they had any other traits as well. So that is all fine. So in terms of staffing everything else, it's pretty much sorted. Looks like the parole is now sorted. We're going to reschedule all programs. And, whoa, see that psychiatric consultation? There's loads in the queue, so we're going to reschedule all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. We also want to check out parole hearing. There's 2 in the queue. We're going to start that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no reason not to max it out because, as you can see, it doesn't cost any money. I'm going to go to edit schedule and double check the parole hearings and oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Parole shared. Yep, that's good. I was going to say psychiatric consultation shared. No, that's definitely... I was thinking that's going to change it so that the low risk would be able to use it, but they can't. It's just, yeah. It says shared, but we know what it means because... Basically, anyone can use it, but we know that only the criminally insane inmates can use it. Okay, so these buildings are pretty much sorted. Let me sort out the classrooms. So we're going to zoom in right to the classroom. We're actually going to place a desk in the front there, and we'll go for probably 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then we'll do that. So this is going to be more desks than we need, but we'll place them in, and that is now sorted. We'll probably put a light or 2 in here. You know, it would be of some advantage. I will place the lights back here as well because, well, they should be in. I'm not too concerned on their exact location, as you can clearly see, but they're going to go in anyway. So we don't want to put a glaring light right at the back there, but we'll put one there and there and there. Same on the other side, there, there and there. That do the job quite nicely. Mailroom, we will go ahead and put in, well, sorting desks and everything else. Sorting desks can go along there. Sorting desks can go along there. And then you also need a table. So there's table small and standard table. We'll place a table in the center. Like that. That's now all sorted. Because of the increasing this room size, we are getting, I think, a better look and a better layout there. We now have the library, which also requires a sorting desk, and we'll put 3 on either side like we've done previously. Bookcase short, which is only 2 stack, and then the library shelf, but we wouldn't place the library shelf, which is obviously 3 tall. And can we place in 3? 1, 2, 3. We can't really. So we'll do pretty much what we've got on the other side. So we'll just put a big thing in the center there, and that should be the library sorted. I'm not gonna... No, let's have a quick look. Yes, we can assign jobs now. So we will assign jobs. Like so. That is now fine. So it looks like Richard McEnvoy is doing his parole hearing, but we couldn't afford a chair for him, so we've just got him sitting on a cable drum. Okay, nope, looks like we've got another cable drum turned up as well. I don't know why they're pulling... Oh, that they're actually installing the cables. That's why they got the cable drum there. I was going to say, why they're pulling cable down here. Very interesting. In terms of money, 19 grand and getting about 8 per day. Let's just double check grants. No bank loan, which is fine. I was going to perhaps get a loan, but I don't think we need to. In terms of this common room, let's go ahead and walls and doors, standard door can go there, door can also go there, allow them to gain access and place the rest of that in. In terms of lighting and heating, we do need to sort that out, so over to our wall light here, and we'll place a wall light just above each one of these. 1, 2, and there's a death today. Let me double check that. So that is the first one, I think, of the series. Snitch and ex-law enforcement. Wow. Killed for being a snitch. We saw previously some fighting, but I didn't think it would be there. Well, I thought that perhaps it could be that, but there's nothing much we can do about that. We don't have solitary, and we're not going to have... Sorry, we've got solitary, but we don't have we don't have protective custody. So, yeah. Anyway, that's getting sorted. It's currently lock-up. We'll wait until this is built, and then we know that people can start working there. In terms of our programs, now that we've got the classroom getting built, we can start running some programs. So we've got the foundation education program and general education. 11 interested. I'm going to wait until they finish building it, because then if we start it now, is it going to do what I think it is? No, it actually is okay. It's counting 20, so that's fine. I should probably wait until it's built. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as it's got up to 20, I'll be fine. Let's start it. There we go. Right, excellent. We also have the prison manufacturing facility to produce 30 license plates. We'll never get that done. Just as a primer, we'll never get that done. It's not going to happen. We're not going to have anything like that in here. Over to our deployment here. I'm just once again double checking, because we placed some doors in. We know what the game can be like at times when it randomly messes stuff up, but it looks to be fine. Looks like they're also finishing off the rest of these. So we've got people assigned to the mail room. We've got people assigned to the library. So hopefully we're going to get books sent out, which means that the luxuries or literature needs will be filled. In fact, look at that. There's actually satisfied literature needs completely. However, there is a need for luxuries. So we're going to sort that out now. So I'm going to place a staff door on the back here, and then I'm going to place some flooring in. So over to flooring, and then to the carpet, and we're going to place a carpet in those two like so. Just going to double check. Can I hear fighting? I can hear fighting. Gareth Mathwani currently fighting a direwolf. Looks to be direwolf 1, Mathwani 0. Volatile, criminally insane, insomniac, and currently unconscious. Just a temporary trait, you understand. Let me double check to make sure that our programs are being ran successfully. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction is actually on 58% pass rate, which I think is fairly good. And alcoholic's on 36% as well. Parole hearing, 1 finished, 1 passed 100% pass rate. Spiritual guidance is on the go. We could run another one, to be fair, and I think it would be reasonable to do so. I'm going to cancel a few of those off. It's 4 in the queue. It's been assigned. 100% pass rate. It's always 100% pass rate. But I think although it is a 100% pass rate, the effectiveness of the program is based on the amount of stuff you've got in here. Speaking of that, let's double check to see if we can get anything else. We got medicine cabinet, no. So the Rorschach test, we need one more psychiatric session to complete, which is a bit of a shame. Right, the shop then, let's get this sorted. So we do have a shop front. I'm actually going to place a shop front in there and there. I'm going to place 2 shop fronts in because I think it will look quite cool. Do we want 2 shop fronts? No, I lied. I'm not going to have 2 shop fronts. We do need a shop shelf as well as a table, and that's about it. So the shop shelving can go along like that, and then on the back there, and then table. There you go. That's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Walls and doors. Want the Utani wall straight across. That's that sorted. In here, it is concrete tiles. Yes. And Sulaco. Like so. That's now in. We'll do the common room later on. That's all now in and sorted. So there's just this one in the middle, this room here, that currently doesn't have a purpose. We could very easily put in a cleaning cupboard there, but it doesn't fit with the design of it. You don't want hazardous chemicals around. I mean, you've got things like in here, you've got loads of contraband, I think. Fountain pens and scissors and that sort of thing. But that's different to like the more, I wouldn't say industrial, it's not the right term, but I think you get what I'm going at. Like chemicals and workshop saws and presses. It just doesn't fit the theme of this one. So another shakedown. We might get it actually done today, but we'll see. Just thinking, what can we have this room as? It's a 5 by something. So I mean, could have a shower room in there. Ah, I just realised what we can make that. We could make it, if we wanted to, a padded solitary. No, sorry, a padded holding. But we're not. I'm going to put a wall on it. I'm going to put a door on it. And we're going to see if we can put some cubicles in it and have it as a toilet. We could. It would function as such. But it's just a little bit off-centre. So, do you want just to have toilets run down the side? One, two, three, like that. We'll have doors on each one of those. I know it's a bit strange not placing the walls in first. There we go, there's the walls in. And then we also have hand dryer and bathroom sink. So we'll have bathroom sink either side. And then finally a hand dryer just before you leave. Excellent. Wall lights will go there and there once I... Actually no, we'll put wall lights in each one of those. And there and then in there finally once they build that. I'm going to prioritise that. I did prioritise it, but it's not doing it. You can also see it more fighting. Stephen Jones, age 41. Currently calm, but also volatile, hence why they're kicking off there. And, oh, Thomas is fighting. Was Thomas fighting there? I don't know if Thomas... It looked like they hit it, but I don't think they did. And, oh... They've managed to... They keep on attacking that dog. And I don't know why prisoner Speed has not been brought to their cells. Guard response over here. Stop that shakedown once again. Where's the orderlies? That's the main one. You, get in there. Don't know why they're running up there. See, there should have been some sedation there. Looks like Stephen is no longer fighting the dog, which is good. And now we have some sedation levels going on. Poor old drains, 90% damage, first target of the day. It looks like adding in the books is sort of the need out for literature, which we expected, to be fair. We did expect that. So that's fine. Going to go to max speed here while we go to the next day. So all of that's sorted. This is going to be built. We don't yet have any heating, so I'll sort that out in these rooms. So going down to radiator, we'll put a radiator in there. We'll put a radiator in there. Same on that side. And, oh, we don't actually have a radiator in here. So we'll put it at the bottom because it'll go nicely there. This one is all fine. So we'll just have to double check the utilities. The rest should be okay and run where they need to go. This one down the bottom will do that, and that should fix the problem there. On this side, we'll run it to there, and we're going to preemptively do that. And that should be all of the connections we require in and around there. You can see now it is raining, but it is autumn, and it's 8 degrees. So we are on the downslide to when it gets colder. I wonder if we've done all of the psychology sessions in here. We do. Or we have, rather. So where do I want to put this test? What else have we got? Flipboard and anatomy model. So I think I will just place it there. I forgot I've got the 4. And there you go. So that is pretty much sorted. Prisoner's speed is soiling suit. Oh dear. Strong, volatile, criminally insane and addict. Yeah, it's quite unflattering. Right. People are working there. Excellent, that's what we want to see. Hard at work. Or hardly working. We don't really know. Well, so far, all of them are getting sorted. The shop has now been built. So let's go over to logistics and assign people prison labour to there. We also want to place in some flooring. So flooring, carpet, get it right across there, get it sorted. Same thing for this common room. We'll do one rotate and flip and get it done that way. It's a lot easier. And that means now that we have people working in the mailroom, in the library. Sure, I saw something on them there. And also now in here, which means luxuries can be brought in. It also means that those luxuries can be traded, and oh look, parole officer going along there in the front instead of the one that we wanted them to go through. Let me double check that. Deployment. Visit direction. Like that. That's set up correctly. That's set up, that's set up. All of those have been set up. That one's set up. And then those who don't require it. Okay, not too sure. That's also staff only. Even if it wasn't staff only, it wouldn't really matter. I'm still on the fence when it comes to opening this up. People could easily just jump over, and that, you know, that would be fairly bad. But you know, we'll have to see. Okay, so double checking the needs again. Looks like comfort is being fulfilled. Luxuries is still quite high. We have this to finish off, but they're cracking on with that. There's also 2 lights in there, so I'm going to pick that up and move the light in here. And we'll put another one in. Wall lights. Actually, we'll put them on the side. And these are going to be the psychologist's office, but I'll build those later on. I think that should be fine. Double check programs. Alcohol soup is running. Pharmacological running. Even though there's only one in the queue, I think it's worth it. Foundation education is going. Obviously, we still have Reform Through Education initiative there. So 10 prisoners passed the foundation education course. Sadly, only 7 interested. And 1 passed the general. I don't think the general we can run because no one's passed the first one. We've got psychiatric consultation with 5 in the queue. It says spiritual guidance, 27 in the queue. Parole hearing, loads in the queue. And behavioural therapy, 8 in the queue. So actually, I think it's worth it to build that. I think it's probably worth building all of this first. So this is going to be our psychologist. Let's just build that. I'm going to build 1 and then I'll build the rest. So we've got that in like so. I mean, we don't need a leather sofa or the chairs, but we'll put them in there. Yeah, it says psychiatrist's office So I don't know if it... I don't think it affects this, but I think it can still be used. But we'll see. There's only one way to find out. In terms of officers then, we will go ahead and remove that. Then we'll add that in there. And that should be that one pretty much sorted. We'll move that light over. Oh no, we've already got a light going in there, so that's fine. I've also just realised as well that I've removed that, but I think we probably want to put a lawyer in there anyway. So even after all of that, I'm probably going to clone this and move it along if we need to hire a lawyer. Which in reality, I don't think we do. But anyway. So, that's all in. That's working. We have this in and people working. Going to double check and go around. Yes, there is someone with some money. Cash 270. You can see that's slowly going up there as well. Got £10.23 next in going up. And people carrying... We've got like chocolate bars. We've got magazines. All different like soaps and chocolates and sweets. And no beverages as far as I can see, which is... a crying shame. By the way, today's beverages. Just water, actually. No, nothing funky at all. Not even sparkling. Okay, so we now have parole going on here. We don't have anyone assigned in parole for, like, guarding it, because I just don't think we need it. It's low-risk prisoners. If they don't get it, they generally, as a rule, don't kick off. But we'll see how accurate or not that sentence was in a couple of episodes' time, and we're still waiting for that guard dog to be escorted back to the kennel here. Normally they would be escorted back. I think it's because if they're unconscious. Is it because they're unconscious? It might be. I'm going to get the doctor over there. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a fourth doctor at this stage as well. We'll go at max speed there, waiting for the doctor to come along, and they should be able to... No, they can't. They cannot medical the dog. Sadly, you can only follow the dog. That's all you follow or close the thing. So that's a bit of a shame. Interesting. How are we doing for power as well? Power is good distribution. In fact, the first one is pretty much only on tick over. No real great issue there. Right, so we'll go to our quick build cloning. We're going to clone all of that and place it in there. We're going to clone that and place it in there, and that should be about right. I'm a bit concerned that we may not have as many cooks as we need. I'm going to hire 2 more, and yes, they are going ahead and cracking on there. Because of the amount of food that we are cooking and the distance that we have to travel with the food, it can be a problem. And apparently people have put prisoner uniforms on the hot plates, which might be nice and toasty on a cold day. It's 6 degrees, to be fair. Nice warm suit, nice warm boiler suit there, or prisoner uniform, but at the same time, not too nutritious and a little bit starchy. Anyway, so we've got that built there, or that ordered, that's built there, that's on there. Let's go over to our programs here. Want to go down to behavioural therapy, and we'll start that, and we can see that behavioural therapy, no equipment. That is completely incorrect, because that should be assigned. Right, I think I know what's happened here. It's going to be one of these. Psychiatrist. And that's a standard office. Staff. Administrators. Where are they? There. Psychologist office. Okay. Get rid of that. Go to that one then. There we go. Actually, you might be able to just force them over anyway. Let me check that. That's not office. Office. So if I do that... No. Doesn't look like you can't assign them that way. Right, so what I'll do... I'll remove that office. And I'll remove the designation on that one later on. Okay, so I think we will leave it there. It is good progress. It's not overly exhilarating, I must confess, putting all of these in, but it's been good. Getting in the library. Getting in that. The mailroom there. Getting in the classroom. And finally, probably one of the most important, getting in that. getting in the shop. Obviously, it's going to take them a while to go through all of these stacks of things and put it on there, but I think that is certainly worth it. Next episode, we will, I think, get this other cell block done. Not yet sure exactly what we're going to build there. Well, I know it's going to be a cell block. I'm just not too sure whether it be criminally insane or normal, well, low risk. Because we don't have any normal prisons in here. We only have low risk. So, I'll have a think about that one. I'm leaning towards low risk because it seems to fit with the location. But I'll have a think about that one. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.